Hello everyone, Andy G here from Management 311 Marketing. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about the second major marketing mix tool that we call pricing. I would say that starting with the definition, uh, what is price? Well, according to Kotler and Armstrong, our textbook for this class, they define price as the amount of money that is charged for a product or a service. Uh, More broadly, I like to say that price is the sum of all of the values the customers, that us or we as a customer, give up to gain the benefits of having or using a product or a service for that matter. Historically speaking, price has been the major factor affecting buyer choice. Uh, Price is also the only element in the marketing mix, pretty much that produces revenue, all other elements, which also represent cost. Uh, Continuing to talk about price is also one of the most flexible marketing mixed elements that we have out there. Unlike product features and channel commitments, prices can be changed quickly, amazingly quickly. At the same time, pricing is the number one problem facing many marketing executives out there, and many companies do not handle pricing too well. Uh, some of the managers, for example, they view pricing as a big headache, preferring instead to focus on other marketing mix elements that are available to them out there. Uh, I like to say that if effective product development, promotion, and distribution sow the seeds of business success, then effective pricing will be the harvest. Mm. Uh, Looking at chapter 10, we learned that a huge or two huge marketing companies that happen to be my favorites as well. Uh, Walmart, which is the largest retailer in the world, and Amazon, the world's largest online merchant that we have today. They're both fighting a war out there for online supremacy. Uh, their weapon of choice, pricing. Okay. But let's talk about some strategies some of the companies use out there to set prices. For example, pricing strategies that usually change as the product passes through its life cycle. Uh, the introductory at stage is especially very challenging when setting prices. Companies bringing out a new product face a challenge of setting prices for the first time. They can choose between two broad strategies per se, and then we call them market skimming pricing and market penetration pricing. Uh, Talking a little bit about those two, many companies that invent new products set high initial prices to skim revenues layer by layer from the market. Apple, for example, it's a good example. They frequently use the strategy called market skimming, or price skimming for that matter, with each new generation of Apple iPhone. And I know that many of you, like me, have those iPhones out there, iPads, or those Mac computers. New models start at a very high price, and then they work their way down as newer models are introduced. iPhone X. In this way, Apple skims the maximum amount of revenue pretty much from the various segments of the market. On the other hand, for market penetration, for example, or pricing for that matter, rather than setting a high initial price to skim it off uh, small but profitable market segments, some companies use market penetration, just like the name says. They pretty much set a low initial price to penetrate the market as quickly as they can and deploy to pretty much to attract a large number of buyers quickly and win a large market share pretty much. So the goal is to win the shares or the shares. The high sales volume results in falling cost, allowing companies to cut their prices pretty much. There are three major pricing strategies also that I want to talk about that we learned from the textbook, and I want to highlight them. So pretty much they are customer value pricing, good value pricing, and value added pricing. Starting with the customer value based price, it is a pricing strategy which sets prices primarily, but not exclusively, according to the perceived or estimated value of a product or service to the customer rather than according to the cost of the product or historical prices, pretty much. Uh, Good value pricing, per se, refers to offering the right, I'll say, combination of quality and good service at a fair price. Fair in terms of the relationship between the price and the delivered customer value. Yeah. Speaking about the third one, value added pricing now, it kind of like differentiates. It's a difference there, as far as the products go, by adding features to it. Or services that or the company's competitors don't have and that customers will pretty much pay more for. The aim is to make customers loyal because you're offering services or the company's offering services that they cannot find in other places. So in a nutshell, pretty much I presented in this video the definition of major marketing mix tool that we actually are involved so much every day, and some strategies involved with it that companies tend to follow. Okay, uh, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it kind of like enjoyable. I try to be enjoyable as I can, and you have a good night.